What's up, people? YouTube special. I'd like to get into a little subject of relationships and women, what they seem to not know enough about when it comes to men and the quality of men, the type of men that they may be surrounded by, or the ones that they may be connected to, even the ones that they don't even want to be around. So the issue is based on what is it that a woman know about a man? What is it that a man know about a woman? Stereotypical views about negative input and response to what they like, what works, what the value of a woman's worth is. Women have to understand they're in a world of freedom, liberty, and they want the same things that a man wants. Looking at everything that you see around you and the relationships that deal between what it is that keeps them happy, what's the value of their security in that, their worth, how they respect men and how men respect women has to work hand in hand. It has to work to that value of communication. You have to be able to sit down, explain, voice your views and your concerns in a way that it nurtures the conversation when you're in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship and you're trying to be in one. So the issue basically will be based on what is it that women understand about men and what is it that men understand about women. The nature of their personalities, characteristics, and chemistry. It's not about point and blame, and basically neither one of them are perfect in any nature of what it is that they do. I don't consider any woman on this planet perfect about anything that she does, and she probably will never be perfect in anything that she does, right or wrong. But is it really about point and blame, or basically finding out or figuring out how you could take each other apart verbally with shame, ridicule? The reasoning that so many relationships go bad on so many levels is because of the tolerance between what you don't like, what you won't tolerate, what you won't deal with, what is it that you won't put stigma on the negative elements of communication and conversation and talking about things that you don't like, you don't get along with doing. Women are very fragile. They are very sensitive in nature. They have so many different emotions. They're being attached to what it is that they don't see or understand or figured out about how they deal with men and guys and that particular man that they want for themselves. But because we're at two separate different points of view about, they point out they see the worst in a man because all they knew was to point out that negative, to point the negative views out, to embarrass, to distract, or to voice their anger and concerns, their rage within themselves. You know, you know that a woman would try to come back at a man with revenge on so many different levels. Whether she has a sidekick or whatever, she's involved with a relationship or a marriage, or she's engaged to a man, or she's living the single life. So what I'm saying to you is that when I'm basically trying to bring out the point of this whole matter is women are searching for men, men are searching for women on different levels, but incompatibility is up and down. I don't mess with no one that's not in my state. I don't do long distance relationships. A woman will tell you a lot of thousand ways where she won't tolerate a man's behavior, the way he's talking to her, the irate languages, being shut down, cursed at, and being talked to in a certain type of way that affects her judgment skills and what she see that may turn her off or piss her off or put her in a state of mind where she's frantically out of touch or very much in a state of anger, rage, the emotional attachment to not being able to adjust to self control and being able to evaluate a man's actions in a way that it doesn't torture their friendship or committed relationship status. She's been around him, if she's known him, if she didn't know him, or she's been a part of his social development. Whether she's on a social media page, a lot of women meet guys on Facebook. They meet them on different apps, different sites, internet dating, and all these different apps of Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and they want to meet guys anywhere they can meet them. But I'm saying to you that what road are we traveling on? What road are we dealing with? Because if your mindset is different and at a point where your values and what you want in a man, you reach for the ceiling. So you will tell yourself, I am too good for this. I could do bad by myself. I don't need a man, a loser. I don't need someone that will use me as a crutch or put you in a situation where you got to take care of his needs economically, financially, and be able to raise a man like he was your child, a grown man. What we have to understand about the potential of self-indulging yourself into a problem or problems that may create other problems later. I don't attach myself to a woman. I do my own thing. I'm more independent about my own responsibilities. I don't ask women for anything. I take care of my own issues and I be able to be self-reliant and self-efficient to what it is that I need for myself. But I don't look for anything that a woman wants to give me or she feels that, she wants to buy me by using financial resources or being able to spoil me with gifts and going on trips and cruises and being able to do things the way she want me to do it. She wanted to be able to spend money. She wanted to be able to have a good time. She wanted to be able to have a woman always speak about time quality and being able to be there for her and being able to do things, spend quality time, and be able to share the nurturing of her company. How many women I've heard say that? They want a man to be around them so that they can feel the compassion and the love and the respect and the connection. They could look in his eyes. They could feel his voice. They could attach themselves to him. But everything works around personality. You got to be able to agree, to disagree. You got to be able to get along with each other. You got to be able to see things just beyond the material side of it. You got to be able to adjust to things. Even when you're wrong, you're right. Even when you're right, you're wrong. But you got to be able to meet the minds of a man's conscious. You got to understand a man's mind. That's what I'm trying to say. And women have to be able to do that, and the men have to be able to do the same. And they have to be able to nurture each other on any level. Okay? Whether he's happy, sad, maybe he's not having a good day, maybe his life, his experience, his background, his upbringing, everything. A man's value, a man's worth is the same as a woman's worth and a woman's value. A man's value is the same. Whatever a woman say, a man can say just as well. He can reverse that just as well, and he can make that same point known to her. So a lot of relationships don't go well, and a lot of relationships don't go well because they don't have the inequalities that would make them see each other in a respectful way where they're not out to destroy each other at any level. So to embarrass, to treat her with any disrespect, or to allow her to think that she's not important, she's not relevant, she's not part of your existence. You treat her like a soulmate, a lover, or a companion, or someone that is unique, someone that is a part of you. She was supposed to be your one and only. But men have different levels of love for women. Okay? Satisfaction and desire in being able to say that one woman can fulfill any man's needs, any one man's needs. That's a hard road to live by. It's not a challenge. It's just a hard. Uh, it's a hard perspective to see happen because guys and men have so much. They're looking at things from a wider angle than what it is that they're either accepting or keeping or having that woman around him. The angle of being able to see, will I still be attracted to this woman 20 years later, 15 years later, 10 years later, or for the rest of my life? Okay? The pressures and stresses of being able to look at her and say, well, she's not going to force you away from her if she doesn't understand. And we don't understand each other, and it doesn't go in the right direction, because the mental is just as important as the physical. The looks, the outer appearance, the inner appearance of who she is, who he is. It's not the end all be all, but it tells you the side of what happiness does if you are connected to that woman and you with her body and soul. You have to have the emotional, mental connection with her. She'll say a lot of different things. Women have a way of treating a man with, she could use the best poetry of words and say he's the one and only. He is her greatest. He is her king and queen. A man can do the same thing that a woman can do. They're both doing the same thing to each other in conversation. So if they can treat each other with the respect of knowing that this is how we should treat each other, throughout our lives together. Why so many relationships are falling by the wayside, and so many relationships are on a destructive path to nowhere? They break up, they separate, they divorce each other. The path of unhappiness deals with the side of pain, misery, sadness, the realities of past tense problems. Women have the tendency of bringing back into a new relationship, a new beginning of a friendship, or they have a way of holding those feelings. Okay, remembering the past of problems that never got resolved. But this is part two of my part one video of what is it going to take for women and men to love each other as one unit. Man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is talking with you today on YouTube.